Hello, and welcome to this masterclass on what is public affairs and why is it so important for geologists. Now, public affairs is often in itself misunderstood, and understanding what it is and how it works is extremely important. This is even more so the case perhaps for geologists and the world of geology, where they also are often misunderstood and underappreciated by the general public and policymakers. So understanding on the one hand what public affairs is and how it works, and secondly, how this can benefit the world of geology is an extremely exciting topic that we will discuss during this masterclass. Now, my name is Alan Hardacre. I am originally from the United Kingdom, but I have been based out of Belgium, Brussels, Belgium, for the last 25 years. I am currently the co-founder of Advocacy Strategy, which is a public affairs management consultancy, working with clients to build best-in-class public affairs operations, structures, and processes, and also Advocacy Academy, which is a public affairs online training platform. I have been working in public affairs my whole career in different capacities, be that for trade associations, think tanks, in-house, before finally for the last 4 years moving into consultancy. I have experience across many different countries of the world. I have run public affairs projects in around about 25 to 30 countries and across different sectors, including those of natural resources. So I also, in my spare time, spend a lot of time thinking about the world of public affairs. So I have written 4 books on the subject, most notably, as you can see on your screen, the How to Work with the EU Institutions series of books that started in 2010. And then finally, I teach public affairs, the structure, process, and ins and outs of the world of public affairs at universities across the world, from Belgium, the Netherlands, the UK, Switzerland, and Thailand. And it's going to be a great pleasure to take this masterclass with you all. So, what exactly is the course? Well, first of all, we are going to look at what is public affairs. Okay, so and here in a second, I will explain in a little bit more detail what we're going to do with that. But the idea is really to break it down and to be very clear about the different aspects of public affairs and how you build a best-in-class public affairs platform or structure very easily. And as we do that, we will discuss why it is so important for geology and geologists. Anything from what I mentioned, from bridging the knowledge gap to the ability to influence policy and regulation, to convey the key facts and economic impacts, environmental impacts, and also to help build public trust. There are many key aspects as to why public affairs is incredibly important for geologists across the spectrum. So it's going to be a live online masterclass. It's going to be 60 minutes. It's going to be a presentation with opportunities for questions and answers. And it's going to take place on the 24th of September between 11 and 12 Central European time. Now, in a little bit more detail, so we're going to look then, first of all, at the importance of public affairs for the future of geology. And I think, as I've mentioned a couple of times, there are several reasons why this is important. And it's important for all sectors and all industries, but I think particularly the world of geology will benefit from a greater professionalization of its public affairs work. So we'll look at why that is important, what this means. And then secondly, we're going to look at, okay, what are the stages that you need to do? What are the steps you need to do to build a best-in-class public affairs process, structure, or campaign? And we have those steps here. So it's everything from understanding what your priorities are, working out then once you've got your priorities, how do you get the right information? Then as you're getting the information, identifying who are my key stakeholders and how do I develop the right materials to go out and engage, from my speaking points to my position papers. Then you need to think about how you're going to manage all of this information, especially in today's world of AI, and how you can keep your information together to interrogate it effectively. Then we're going to go out and engage. You can engage directly, i.e. yourself, your organization, your association, or you can do that indirectly through a trade association, through a consultant, through a think tank, through others. So we'll look a little bit at what the options are, what the menu is of all the engagement choices. Then we need to quickly look at how you manage an ongoing advocacy campaign, because advocacy or public affairs is always dynamic and changing, and you need to be responsive to this. And then finally, we'll talk about how you evaluate things. So the need to constantly evaluate, periodically evaluate, and systematically evaluate what you did and how you did it. So the learning outcomes, what we're trying to get to through this masterclass is to really pinpoint why public affairs is so important for the future of geology, and understand the benefits and the ways in which it can bring benefits to the work that you do, no matter whether you're in industry, academia, or an association around the geology world. Also then going to try and develop a basic understanding of how to build a best-in-class public affairs campaign. What are the key steps? What do you need to do? What do you need to think about? What are your choices? And then what is it that is best practice, and how can you aspire to get there? And along the way, all the way through that, we'll be giving tips and tricks and ideas that you can apply to whatever you're doing now or what it is you're thinking of doing. So it is designed for this Public Affairs Masterclass is designed for geologists who are in-house, geology scientific community, so more academic, so for the non-profit sector, basically the wide geology community at large could benefit from what we're going to discuss during this masterclass, as we try to demonstrate what a good, best-in-class public affairs campaign around in an area of geology would look like, should hopefully be of benefit to everybody. What is public affairs and why is it so important for geologists? Then, as a reminder, this masterclass will take place on the 24th of September, and you can sign up here. So please follow the link, scan it, and we look forward to hopefully having you join us on the 24th for this interactive masterclass.